Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you may be watching this video today. Today, I'd like to talk about how modern society and capitalism has blurred the distinction between genuine human needs and wants. We have come to a point in society where we already intermix what we truly need and what are merely wants or desires. Recently, I've been seeing more and more posts in social media, TikTok, YouTube, etc., of 20 something year olds saying how they need, they are entitled to all these luxury cars, to these yearly or bi-yearly vacations, how they need Starbucks coffee to keep them awake, how they need an Ivy League education to be on top of the corporate ladder. And one can't help but notice how the word need has been and is now used very, very loosely. Going back to our grade school years, our elementary years, one perhaps would recall how we were taught that essentially the human needs, the necessities of us, human beings as a species, can be boiled down into three: food, shelter, clothing. Our three basic needs. Down the line, however, and you don't need to be a historian or a sociologist to feel it and to understand it, but historically speaking, for better or worse, with the advent of industrialism and then, of course, with the full bloom, with the fruition of capitalism, corporations, entrepreneurs, and business owners propagate this narrative of needing all these accessorial, all these trivial things. They propagate this narrative that we need the latest cell phone, that we need this luxury bag, that we need a big house in this private, exclusive subdivision in order to feel complete, in order to be happy. So, a historical analysis would reveal that it is no accident, it's not by chance that we have come to intermingle, interchange our needs, food, shelter, and clothing, with what are merely wants or desires. It's no accident because it's a narrative which has been passed down to us and which continues to be peddled onto us by entrepreneurs, by business owners, because that's the only way for them to make business. That's the only way for them to sell us the latest cell phone or the latest luxury goods. We are conditioned that we need them when actually they are merely wants, they are merely desires. And you may think, well, so what? What's the danger of this intermingling, of blurring the distinction between human needs and human wants? The danger comes when the emotional weight, the emotional gravitas we ascribe to human needs, we already also ascribe to what are merely wants or desires. That is, the danger comes when we already become so attached, so unnecessarily attached to mere wants, to mere desires, because we are already confusing them with needs. Concrete examples of these are, I wouldn't want to segregate it into a specific age group, but let's say an individual, and perhaps this will ring a bell. An example of this would be an individual who has alived him or herself because of the pressures of modern society. He or she has a job, he or she has food, shelter, and clothing, but he doesn't live in the neighborhood he desires. He doesn't drive the sports car he desires. He can't afford yet yearly vacations, and despite him or her having the basic necessities, he or she unalives themselves because they feel they are missing out on a need, i.e., the vacation, the sports car, when in fact, these are merely wants. These are merely accessories. And mind you, they are man-made constructs. They are artificial wants. They are merely manufactured for us to consume. And of course, a second example of these would be, you can see it everywhere, the content creator saying that, oh, they need this sports car, they need this branded iced coffee, how they need this pampering, this yearly by yearly vacations, when of course, we all know deep inside that these are not needs. We have a strict definition for needs: food, shelter, and clothing, and these are merely wants, accessories. And when younger people hear this propaganda, this kind of content, they will also be ingrained, and they will grow up believing that they need these things to be happy, even though, despite the fact that they may already have their needs, their basic necessities. Because really, if you think about it, really, how many luxury bags can you carry and do you need? How many sports cars, luxury cars can you drive? Can you multiply? Can you clone yourself? How many branded shirts do you need? How many mansions can you live in? Can you live in all of them at the same time? And even, how many vacations do you really need in a year? Do you need to see all the countries in the world? Seriously? Of course, that's a valid goal for many people, and I admire those people who have seen the entire world. But seriously, is seeing all of the countries in the world the key to happiness? Is it the solution to being happy? Just some questions I'm posing in the air. And I'm not sure if anyone else agrees with me that modern society has come to a point when there's now a blurring between needs and wants. We already confuse one with the other. And if you agree, perhaps if you could kindly share an experience or two. Thank you very much for watching today's video, and I'll see you again in our next. Thank you and stay safe.